When customers interact with your business, the first thing they're going to see is how you visually communicate to them what it is that you're selling. Those first few seconds of that visual communication that you're giving to them is going to be a complete deciding factor of, are they going to continue to look more into your company, or are they going to turn back around and head straight back off? So the first few seconds and how you visually communicate your business to your ideal customer is incredibly important. That's why I'm putting together this series where I basically sit down and go through different businesses and look at their overall visual communication. This is all done from a place of love and encouragement. It's not to be negative or mean or anything. It's just a fun little exercise that I thought would be useful, and I hope that any methods that I talk about you'll be able to implement into your business as well. Today's one is different because I see this particular business all the time. I see their vans everywhere, so that's why I've specifically chosen to do this company today. As it's the first episode in the series, I've chosen this one myself. It's going to be my honest opinion about it, and I'm just going to talk about how they visually communicate what they're selling and give some pointers on how they could maybe improve it. And also, if you guys would like to improve your visual communication as a business and communicating effectively what you're selling, then visit the link in my bio and you'll be able to sign up for free to the Visual Communication Insider. And every week I'm going to send you practical tips and things that you can implement into your business on that very same day. So if you're interested in that, it's completely free. Just head to the bio on this channel and you'll be able to see the link, which takes you straight through. So let's get straight into it. So I've come straight onto this website and straight away we've got Fast Removals here. I'm assuming this is the name of the business. To some people it might be fairly obvious why I've chosen this business, but to some it may not be. So I'm going to say exactly why. They've used the font Comic Sans all over their vans. It would definitely not be my first choice of font for a business like this, or any business in fact. So that's why I've chosen this business to review today and explain my thoughts behind it. To start off with, Comic Sans, it's every designer's worst nightmare, to be honest. To me, the font communicates something. It's like a playful feeling. So this doesn't really tell me that you're a removals and deliveries company. Well, it does because it says that. But the font is telling me that you might own a nursery, or this is like a play centre or something like that. It doesn't really give off the feeling that this is a professional or premium service or something like that. It gives a very playful vibe. And if that's not the style that you're going for, which I don't think it is, then please do change the font on your vans. Like I said before, this is not a negative thing at all. It's all done out of a place of love, and it's just constructive criticism. But I'm just doing this series for fun so that you guys can see what I'm thinking when I look at websites and how that I would improve this. So let's go back to the start. At the top here, we've got the logos here. We've got this big image. I'm assuming this is potentially outside one of their customers' houses. This is just like a shot in situ type of thing of what they do. I can see that the driver there has obviously gone to Mackey's or something before this job, so he's that looks all good. But straight away, what I would say is that there's no kind of main heading at the top, if you like. It's quite rare to have an image like this above a menu. For me, it just doesn't really work. I know what the guys were trying to do in doing this. I imagine that this site was a kind of a DIY job, or maybe you did pay somebody to do this website. But already my main concerns are there's no big heading at the top. There's this removal company, Home Cardiff, but that kind of title in itself is a bit complicated. It's not easy to read. Removal company, Home Cardiff. Are you based in Cardiff? Do you do homes in Cardiff? Do you do businesses? I'm not sure. And already here as well, you've got 4, reasonably sized paragraphs. It's just too much. It's just too much text. It's too much copy right at the beginning. I don't think anyone who comes onto the website is going to go straight to reading these 4 paragraphs. So already you've potentially lost a few people there. So if I've landed on this now and I'm seeing all this text at the bottom section here, it's very unlikely that I'm going to stop and spend 5 minutes reading all of that. It's just very unlikely. I like the fact that these guys have got this form here straight away, so that if somebody was interested, they could just hop on here, fill out the information in the form and send it off straight away to get a quote or whatever it is. That's pretty good. But by the time I get to this point, I don't really fully know what it is that you guys do. I haven't got full information. There's loads of information here, but I just think it could be broken up and displayed in a visually better way, really. And moving down here, there's a small gallery section saying this is how we work, but I can only see two photos, and this kind of carousel design style for the arrows looks very dated. I don't know when this website was made, but I can certainly say just by looking at it that it was quite a long time ago. And then moving for just had some more photos up here. Don't know why or how that happened, but obviously there's some more that's popped up now. This looks like it's in a business potentially, and they're dealing with stock and clearing stock out or something like that. Looks like they might be a few monitors, so yeah, it could be a business. So it's nice to see what these guys are doing and how they kind of operate. But already straight away design wise, I would make sure that all of the images are cropped to the same size. Like this one is hanging down here, it's different to all of these, and I imagine a few of the others are exactly the same as well. So already there's inconsistency visually, which is not really that ideal, to be honest, for your customers, because when a potential customer comes onto your website, they want to know instantly, can they trust you? Are you a business worthy of receiving their cash in exchange for a service? Are you going to be providing a good service? And if you can communicate that you're professional and you can align things on your website and everything is just clear, well communicated, they are going to trust you instantly. If they go onto your website and everything's messy, they're not going to trust you. Ultimately, you guys know what it is that you're selling because it's your business. But somebody who's never heard of your business before, they don't know you, and ultimately they don't really care about your business. That's the truth of it. So you've got to communicate in the first few seconds why you're valuable and why they should trust in your business and buy your services from you or your product or whatever it is. It's incredibly important that you nail the kind of solid foundations of this, and a simple thing is alignment and consistency. That's one of the biggest things, and it just does make a huge difference. Makes you look professional. It makes you look like you have a lot of attention to detail and you don't miss anything out. So it's just super important. Coming down here straight away, stock image, potential stock image, and definitely stock image. I'm not a massive fan of stock images, I will say, just because it looks like, it looks like exactly what it is that you've done. You've gone onto a stock website, you've typed in delivery parcel to house or something like that, and this image has popped up and you've gone, yippee, great, I'll use that. But it just looks like everyone else because that image has potentially been used by every other company. And lots of these images from the company as well are just really blurry, and that's just, you just don't want that. You want everything to be as clear as day. For these guys, I would suggest maybe just if you're doing a really big job, biggest job of the year you've got coming up, get a photographer in. Just get a photographer, pay them for a couple of hours, get them in, and just get them to take really, really nice photos and make sure they're a good photographer as well. Get some really nice photos of the entire process from start to finish and capture it in a really, really nice way with loads of nice crisp images, which you can then use on your website and on things like social media and things like that. But just having clear image quality, that elevates you instantly because you can actually see the images, they're clear, and it does just look more professional. It does. This one is, these three are slightly better image quality than these, but you just want that consistency. You need it. It's just incredibly important. And then coming down here again, there's more text. It's just too overkill. I think we could break these down into some easy to read points, bullet points, maybe some nice images above it, just to keep everything super clear. They're saying our services here, removals companies, already capital letters at the start of each point. It's a simple thing, but you need to do it. It's important. To me, this is communicating that, actually looking at this now, it seems like you're trying to do a bit of an SEO type of thing. And I understand what they were trying to do, but visually it just doesn't work. Really just doesn't work. I would definitely recommend sitting down and having another look over this and really changing up a lot of stuff, because it needs a lot of work doing to it. And then up here we've got this mega menu, so a few things drop down on here, but nothing drops down on any of these. So let's go over to services. Again, loads of text, even more text on this one. I can see that you've tried to break it down here a little bit more, but it could be laid out in a lot more of an aesthetically pleasing way. And then the same images are here again. Again, they're not the clearest. If we go to man with a van cost, okay, now we've got some changing up of font. So yeah, there's different font here, free insurance included with your house move. This is looking different to the rest of the website. And again, that's inconsistency, which is just a bit of a shame. I would really prioritize just keeping everything looking the same, that it's all consistent, so that if somebody sees, if somebody sees your vans out and about, they know exactly which company you're from, and they know how you look visually across all of the outputs. So across social media, website, the vans that are out on the streets, you want everything to look consistent, so they know, that's Fast Removals Cardiff. So it's just clear as day. This logo on the top corner is not on the vans at all. It's just Comic Sans on the vans. So making sure that everything is consistent is just the most important thing. And that's the kind of basic one-step thing I would say is consistency. Fonts. You need your brand fonts to be consistent across everything. You cannot mismatch, because each font gives off a different vibe and styling. You can't have Comic Sans one side here and then something else the other, because it's a completely different vibe, and it just throws people off because they don't know that it's you. They don't know that it's your brand. Then coming on over to reviews section here, there's 6 points here. I've never seen reviews written like this before, where it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 5-star, review us on Facebook, cool. Yell.com. I don't know many people who use Yell.com, to be honest. I don't really know many people who use Facebook anymore, to be honest. I know Facebook is massive, but I just don't really bother with it. With a business like this, the main thing that you guys should be focusing on, if you have a business similar to this, or even, this company, Google reviews. Google reviews are super important. If you get some great reviews on Google, that is going to boost your business organically on Google as it is anyway, because that's proving to Google that you know what you're on about, you have customers, and they're giving you 5-star reviews. So it's going to help massively with your SEO. So that's search engine optimization for people who don't know. And that's basically how high you're going to rank on Google. For if somebody searches a term like removals company Cardiff, Fast Removals are going to want to be at the top of that list. So they've got to prove to Google that they are very knowledgeable in this space, and they are a good, reputable company that are going to be able to provide a good service in that niche. So Google reviews. Prioritize those. Every time you have a customer that has a really good experience, just say, would you mind taking 2 minutes just to review us on Google, because it helps us out massively in terms of boosting the business and ranking and things like that. From what I can see here, this website is quite old. This business has probably been going for quite a number of years. To be honest, it's definitely not a new business, and that's clear as day. They might have regular customers that keep coming back, things like businesses, and they're probably relying a lot on word of mouth. This is just my personal observation. This is how I think these guys are potentially operating. I've never seen any ads, although you could technically say that the vans driving around are ads. They kind of are, but yeah, I've never seen any ads from this company, so I imagine they're purely relying on word of mouth. And ultimately, if I needed a removals company in Cardiff, I would go straight to Google, I would type in removals company Cardiff, and potentially another company would come up on that list, and I would go with that company. That's just the reality of the situation. And there are loads of other businesses that would come up as those results, and there are loads of other people who would do exactly the same thing, because Google is now the main search engine for everything. If I want to go to a cafe in Cardiff, if I want a removals company, if I want any, I'm going onto Google and I'm typing in removals company Cardiff, and whichever one is at the top of that list, I know that they know exactly what they're on about. It looks like these guys have been in business for a while, so they do know what they're on about. They just need to tidy up a lot of things in terms of branding, consistency, and their website as well. Then if I go to their contact page, they accept most payment methods. great. And they got the form here, address details, images, things like that. That's good. Again, it just needs a tidy up. In terms of hierarchy and layout, it just needs to be improved overall. Our fleet, moving here. I'm assuming this is just about the vans. I'm not reading all of this because it's too long. I can see your vans here, Comic Sans everywhere. We've got these little illustrations here, which I can tell that you've gone onto a website looking for illustrations. These are not custom at all, and you've just downloaded a generic kind of illustration and you've used that on the vans. And I think quite a few people will be able to tell that straight away as well, which is a shame, but it is what it is, and people will know that they are generic. And yeah. You see all the vans here, you guys in action. So there's our fleet here and free quote. But these images should be in the gallery, wherever that was. Can't remember where that was now. But it should all be there, because this is basically a gallery. And this is in our fleet page. So again, it just needs, I don't know whether somebody's managing this website potentially, but it just needs a complete rework and to follow these kind of principles, and have clear hierarchy. So things like the titles would be this size, the body text would be this size, the fast is shifted over from that fast, things like that. It's little things to improve it. Your safety. Okay, got a mock-up here. Again, I'm assuming this is from that company RAM, probably a bit of a generic mock-up that RAM send out to all their customers, potentially. Okay, proof of insurance, always good. I think we could definitely show it in a better way for sure. Like this is pixelated, it's a bit blurry. There is probably a better way of doing it. I would suggest looking at other companies and seeing how they've done it on those kind of top of the list ones from Google. That would be useful, I would say. And then over to news. This is where you guys are putting your articles for SEO related things, and you only have 2. From what I can see. Doing this is incredibly important. Articles are a great way to rank higher on Google, because you could write an article about spring cleaning or something like that, or an article about first-time buyers in Cardiff or something like that, and about recommending removal companies to first-time buyers. That would be a great article that you could write, and you can put loads of the search phrases in there, loads of keywords in there that is going to help you rank higher on Google. And through that article, it's going to tell Google that you know exactly what you're talking about within this niche, and then rank you higher on Google. So it's so worth doing, because you're potentially missing out on customers, and it's free to do articles, write good articles, put them out. Obviously it takes time, it takes a bit of time to refine and improve, but ultimately it's so worth doing, because in the long run it helps you out massively, and it compounds over time as well. So you'll get more and more impressions, people seeing it over time, more clicks and more views. So it's worth doing it. And then there's a section here before removal. So there's this drop down here, 3 weeks before moving, 2 weeks before moving, 1 day, why we should help you. Why should you choose us? This is a bit confusing, and I wouldn't word it as why we should help you, because you're communicating to your customers. It almost comes from a slight place of we're better than you, potentially. It should be more along the lines of why you should trust us as a business, rather than why we should let you become one of our customers. It just sounds a bit odd. So I would definitely rethink that for sure. That's another thing as well. Language, how you communicate, the phrases that you use, the titles, it's super, super important to get right, because you could really slip up on the tone and it offend people, or things like that. It's all these little things that compound into a big picture of your business and how you communicate with your ideal customer. So why we should help you just doesn't quite sit right with me, to be honest. And that's basically it for this website. I thought I would just do a quick review of it and just go through it quickly. But ultimately, there's a few things that could be really tidied up. I think this business does have a lot of potential, because they've been going around for a while. They just need, what I would say is they need a rebrand. They need a completely new website, which is really kind of, it all follows consistently the same style, and it would just potentially serve their customers a lot better and help potential new customers find out about them as well, with ranking higher on Google, writing some articles, doing some more social media work, things like that. This business does have a lot of potential to grow significantly more. Obviously, I don't know what the financial situation is of this company. This is just me looking at their visual communication, but I think it paints a reasonable picture for sure. So yeah, just thought I'd go through that today as a quick one. If you guys have another business, or you've seen a business, or it's even your business, and you'd like me to go through your website and do like a live reaction on the visual communication of your website, then put it in the comments below, and I'll make sure that I do your website or somebody else's website in the next video. But if you're looking to improve your business online and your visual communication, then go to the bio on the YouTube channel and you'll be able to see a link that takes you straight through to the Visual Communication Insider, and it's completely free, and every single week I will send you a point and something that you can implement into your business that very same day to help you improve your visual communication as a business, and how it's going to help you communicate exactly what you're selling in the right way to your potential customers to get more sales and build more trust and look more professional. So if that's something that you're interested, head to the bio on the channel and you'll be able to see the link there. Other than that, I hope you've enjoyed the video today. If you want to see your business on one of these videos or someone else's business, then do put the website link in the comments of this video and I'll make sure that I do a video on those businesses next. So thanks very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.